Alright, what is going on, my dudes? We are back here today with what is actually a very heavily requested video over the past week or so. So we're going to be looking at Mister Sinister's synergy here with Apocalypse, which, it's alright. It's alright. It's not as good as Cable or Kang's or some other champions. And we're also going to be making him a Horseman today, which, is alright. There's some cool things you could do with it that we're going to do today. But basically what it does is degeneration debuffs gain plus 50% potency. Now, usually, Sinister only has degen debuffs, very, very short degen debuffs on his special one. But there are some ways around that, and we have a full synergy team here today. We're going to bring along Cable for that little attack bonus or whatnot, and then we have the Ultron synergy there, which is going to put a power lock on the opponent whenever they use a special attack. Very, very nice to have. And we're also going to bring along Havoc, which is going to give us an additional degeneration debuff every single time we parry. Alright, so we're going to get into some normal gameplay later on, but if you saw my Cable video, which you probably did if you're seeing this video, this one's a little more obscure, we're going to have some fun with the Horseman abilities, man. So we're going to go on that same Caltrops lane, because Sinister has a really cool interaction with his special one, where he puts all of the debuffs on him onto the opponent. So he's also bleed immune now, or bleed resistant as a Horseman. So we're going to stack on 12 bleeds, and look at those babies fly into Black Panther. Another great thing about Sinister is that you can parry, and you can hold heavy, and look at that, man. One cycle there, we brought Black Panther down to 50% health, man. That is so much fun. Now right here, he's power locked. That is from the Ultron synergy, and now we have a bunch of bleeds up again. Let's see if we can get up here to get to the special one. We're going to take a hit here, because the first hit that we take as a Horseman, we're going to go passively unstoppable. That's very, very useful. Hold heavy a little bit there after his special attack, just to make those bleeds last a little bit longer. Yeah, man, now, with the heavy, there are a lot of very not clean ending to this fight at all, by the way. I was just trying to get more bleeds, and just I thought this was going to end the fight right here, and the ending is just, I just let the guard down, and that's how that fight ended. But I'll show you one more fight. I'll show you one more fight on the Caltrops, because it is a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun to play like that. It's, Caltrops is not a common node at all. There's some other bleed nodes where you can do this, a little easier. We're not going to do too many of those today. We're just going to focus on like the really cheesy ones like this. But, you don't come in contact with Caltrops too often. And of course, Ghost is still probably going to be faster, and even Cable's faster for sure. If you're going to go down this route, you might as well do it with Cable. But it's really fun to see Sinister, using that special one debuff transfer here. And you don't even have to hit them. You can do it right into the block. And look at that, man. Look at all that regeneration that you get when you get hit by a critical hit. I really like that, man. I really like Sinister a lot as a character. I always have. I mean, I like him as a comic book character, but I mean, as a champion in Marvel Contest of Champions, I've always liked him. I've always thought he was very underrated. He has a lot of things in his kit that's very, very unique to him. He can block all unblockable special attacks easily, just block them right away. No like charging or anything. He's completely immune to reverse controls, like, he can transfer those debuffs. He's incredibly suicide friendly, believe it or not, and we'll talk about that later on. But yeah, man, I feel like he's a very misunderstood character for sure. I'm going to show you one more big benefit to being a Horseman here, and that is, we're going to go on this Biohazard and Clapback path in 6.3.1. We have an Invisible Woman up first, and we're going to make him a Horseman, so we're going to be 100% resistant to bleed, and we're going to play like normal. And when we get to a special one, and we have 2 or 3 bleeds, we're going to toss off the special one, and we're going to put all those debuffs onto the opponent, and the Clapback is going to put a bleed right back on us. So we're going to be healing the entire time. Yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of damage, and pretty much we're just going to keep repeating that process, and we're going to see how it goes. So now we have a lot of those debuffs on Invisible Woman. We also got the poison and the bleed back on us. We're going to preferably wait for that poison to fall off so we don't keep cycling that back and forth between us. But now we're going to put those bleeds on us, and we're going to get the other bleed right back on us. We're going to parry. We're going to hold the heavy attack so that we extend the duration of the degen and the bleed. Alright? So every time we do this special one on there. We're going to be getting bleeds, we're going to be getting degeneration effects, and you know, they're kind of potent, man. They're kind of potent. So you know, he's definitely very good on Biohazard here. You know, as a Horseman, I pretty much did this entire lane with him. I'm not going to show you every fight. I will show you this real quick. I did do this another time here, where I want to showcase that regeneration on critical hits here. So I went in, I got hit, right back up, special 2, right back up, man. I think that's so sick, man. It's such a sick ability. It really lets you, like, I don't want to say play sloppy, but it's a very forgiving mechanic, you know, with Sinister. It's very cool. Like, look, for example, I'm purposely taking hits here to showcase that. I think you regenerate 70% of all of the critical hits that you take. That would have been a big one, so I'm not going to take that one. Yeah, man, you know, I like Sinister. So when you hold heavy attack there, you pretty much, the style with Sinister, here's the thing. People think that he's a noodle. People think that he's bad. And both of those aren't true. But what is true is that he's slow if you want to play him properly. You want to play him when you can stun, and you want to play him like this. You want to parry, and then you want to hold heavy until the game automatically throws the heavy attack. Because when you're holding a heavy attack here, I'm going to get hit a bunch of times here just to showcase that regen again. I think it's really fun. But basically, when you hold a heavy attack here, okay, first you're going to gain a precision buff, and then you're going to gain a cruelty buff. So I don't know the exact numbers of what they are, but it's a very, very high precision, and you're going to crit most of the time, and the cruelty is going to make your crit there on the heavy attack a lot stronger. So basically, when you hold that heavy attack there, I was really getting hit a lot of times to showcase that. It was a big waste of time. I think you got the point a while ago. But when you hold that heavy attack the entire time, almost all of your heavy attacks are going to be critical, and they're going to hit kind of hard, man. And it's a very, very safe playstyle. Now, when we bring along Havoc with us, man, okay, we're going to get a degeneration debuff every single time we parry, okay? And also right here, we'll showcase right here what's so good about that Ultron synergy is that, look at that, man. Look, power locked every single time they throw a special attack. That's madness, dude. If you want to go in right away and just do some combos, look at that, man. No power at all. Right back to a special 1. Dude, that's awesome, man. Look at that. Look at all that damage. Look at all that degen damage, all that bleed damage going. It's great. It's you know, it's, if you're a big fan of Sinister, you want to play Sinister, man, this is really the team to do it with. This is like, you're not going to get a better team than you know, Sinister, Havoc, and Ultron. Okay, now this whole lane, I was showing this whole lane because Sinister could easily do that entire lane. Now we're going to go over to the lane that's actually right to the left of this here, and we're going to do this entire lane with Sinister. I'm not going to show you the whole thing. I'm going to speed through it, but I'll show you the entire first fight. All right, now this is pretty much, you know, a big benefit to Mister Sinister's utility here. It's very unique utility. So this is Mesmerized, it's Spry. If Miles Morales evades me, you know, we're gonna get stunned and we're probably gonna die if you're using, you know, a different champion. With Sinister, he'd probably crit a couple times and we'd regenerate a lot of it and we probably wouldn't die. But what this does here is you just parry and you automatically hold heavy, and the stun is there, and all of that degen is just ticking away. And it's very, very safe, man. It's very, very safe here. And you know, this is going to be your big benefit whenever you find like Limber, whenever you find nodes like Mesmerize, when you're dealing with evaders and you just want to get through it very, very safely. You're going to see that we're going to pretty much finish this entire path at 100% health, and there are a lot of reasons for that we're going to get into and unpack as we go along here, okay? I think I throw off a special 2 here. So a special 2 puts on a concussion for 6 seconds and also a stun, and if you do the heavy attack, you're going to lengthen the length of the stun and the concussion, all right? The special 3 puts on a 12-second concussion and also has a power leech, I believe it's called, where you're going to drain 20% of the opponent's power and it goes onto you, and if you do the heavy attack, that length that gets extended. All right, so really, really powerful stuff there. A lot of really unique utility, man. So basically, when you're playing Sinister, Havoc is almost a must with you, because every time you parry, you see that little 944 ticking every single time. So you're going to parry and you're going to hold the heavy. You're going to pause the length of that degeneration debuff, and then if you bring along Apocalypse, it's going to have 50% increased potency. So that's what this synergy is doing for Sinister. It's not as insane as Cable's. It's not as insane as Wolverine's. It's not as game-breaking as Kang's. Kang isn't game-breaking, but he hits really hard all the way ramped up. I'm going to go through this entire path now, man. I'm just going to show you. It's very simple. It's very, very easy, man. You don't have to worry about a single evade. You don't have to worry about nothing, dude. You're going to go through it, parry, hold heavy. Parry, hold heavy. Even against Wasp, don't even have to worry about it, man. Also, you want to put on the concussion on the opponent here. She won't evade you. She won't evade you at all, dude. But yeah, I showed that because the the regeneration with the crit. I thought it was cool. I always love that. I always think it's so cool. But yeah, Stark Spidey, man, evading, don't even have to worry about it, man. The thing with parry heavy with so many champions is that you can parry heavy. They, if you have a longer heavy attack, they can evade the second part of your heavy. On Mesmerized, you get stunned. But when you have Sinister, you have a quick heavy attack, and then you also pause the length of the stun debuff, so you don't have to worry about limber or anything at all, man. You don't gotta worry about it. Quick and easy. Look at that. We're still at 100% health. Now we're gonna show this whole fight here. Now let's look at this Sig ability here. Okay? Every time you defeat a champion of a certain class, you get benefits. So for example, Mutant, you get your special attack damage increase in prowess, skill, higher crit rate, science, regen rate, that's a big one, Mystic, combat power rate increase, Cosmic, you get a Fury increasing attack by 744, and you can have up to 10 of these charges. So in content like AQ, this could be very, very powerful. But keep in mind that science, alright? We've killed Wasp, we've killed Miles Morales, and have we killed any of the science champions? I'm not entirely sure. But that's going to go for all regeneration. That's going to go for taking the crits, when you get hit. It's going to go for any willpower healing. Now, Annihilus puts a lot of debuffs on us. There's that node here, I think it's called Struck by Fire or something, where I don't hit him in 6 seconds. We get the Incinerate debuff on us. But the way that, our willpower is, it's increased by either 40 or 60% now. So we have the Poison, we're going to have the Armor Break, and the other debuff on us, and then we have that Incinerate. We have 4 debuffs giving us a ridiculous amount of willpower healing. So we're pretty much going to be taking these special 2s entirely on the block. He has great block proficiency as well, and we're just going to be, look at that, man, pausing all these debuffs. We have Degen, we have Poison. Look at that, dude. Look at this, man, and we're just stockpiled up at 100% health. Got hit, not the biggest deal in the world. Not the biggest deal in the world at all, because let's look at how quickly. Look, we got hit, heavy attack. This is not sped up. That healing, that willpower healing, is not sped up. That's crazy, man. If there are science champions on your path, you're all of a sudden, you're one of the most suicide-friendly champions in the game. So if you're a person who loves the suicide masteries and you love to play champions who are suicide-friendly, Sinister is great for that, man. These guys have almost 250, 300,000 health, and yeah, the whole path took about 20 minutes or so, but no items, man, and we're at 100% health, and we're running the suicide masteries, and we're tossing off a lot of special attacks here. So I don't know, man. I mean, I've always thought that Sinister was incredibly underrated. I've been wanting to make a Sinister video for a very, very long time, and I feel like this was the perfect time to do it, because this new synergy, it definitely increases damage a bit, because you have that degen going so often. All the time, man. Every time you're holding the heavy attack, you're going to be having that degen ticking. So having the potency increase by 50%, it's nice. It's really nice for Sinister, man. It's really, really nice. So this is an Arc Overload Spider-Gwen. Spider-Gwen is one of the worst evaders in the game, man. You're not going to see her evade even one time, and if she did, we'd get stunned, and she'd probably crit us, and we'd probably regenerate a lot of it back. Now keep in mind, this is another Science Champion, so I believe this is the 3rd Science Champion. So now we're going to have that regeneration just increased even higher, man. And we're gonna have one more fight I'm gonna show you after this, but let's break it down here. We don't get anything for beating tech champions, but we have 60% increased regeneration from beating the science champions. We have one prowess from beating Nightcrawler, and then we we beat one more, we beat a Nihilist, who's going to give us a Fury. Now, this is a very, very tough Captain America Infinity War here. He has Aspect of War, okay? And we're not going to play too perfect in this fight, but we're really going to showcase that regen and the regeneration on crits and just the regeneration from willpower healing in general, man. We're not going to really, I don't think we're going to throw the special one because we want to keep that poison there, because look at this. We're losing 103 health from the poison, but we're gaining 157 back every tick. So that's pretty much a gain of 100 health every second. So that's very good. After 50 seconds, this guy is going to go stun immune, and he's going to be passively unstoppable unless we interrupt his heavy attack or whether we intercept him. So this is going to be a bit of a dodgy fight here, of course. Aspect of War is always dodgy. There's definitely better options for this fight here, but we're going to see if Sinister can do it, man. Toss off the special 2, get the concussion. He glanced the stun, unfortunately, but he's already down to 57% health. So one thing about Sinister, a lot of people don't really like this. He's unblockable now, by the way. A lot of people don't like this. He's a bit of a ramp-up champion, man, because look at how good he's doing. Yeah, we got hit, but look at how good he's doing now against this guy once he has a couple fights under his belt, man, because he can have up to 10 of those genetic codes, all right? So once he gets a lot of those, look at that regeneration, man. Look at that. That regeneration is crazy. That was a huge special too, because we have the prowess. We also have the prowess from being a horseman, and we have a fury on all of our hits from getting through a cosmic champion as well. So now that Sinister is like halfway all the way ramped up, he looks pretty good, man. I think he looks pretty good. This is a tough fight for sure. This is an Aspect of War fight in 6.3. Look at that regeneration, man. I'm pretty sure we just regenerated more than we lost from that critical hit. That's awesome. Look at that, dude. We're just taking hits right to the face and we're surviving. Go in with the special 2. That was like a 40k special 2, dude, because we had the prowess from being a horseman, and we had the prowess from being Nightcrawler, and we had the fury from a nihilist. So yeah, I like Mister Sinister. I really honestly do. I really do. You know, the thing is, though, it requires him to be at a decent sig. And putting sig stones into Mister Sinister, I can't recommend that to you. That's the thing. My Mister Sinister, my 5-star and my 6-star, I believe they're both unawakened on the live server. The 5-star might be like sig 20, but like, I don't know if I'd rank 5 him unless he gets to at least sig like 120. The 6-star I wouldn't touch. Same deal, because that ramp up, that's when you start seeing like the good damage, man. But the utility is there too. I don't know. I really like Mister Sinister. I always have. But there are so many mutants on my short list anyway, so he's far down on the list for sure. But anyway, my dudes, I do hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed making it. I've been wanting to make one with Mister Sinister for a very long time. I feel like this was the perfect time to do it. The synergy, it could be better. It could be better. I'm going to talk to the designer tomorrow and see what he thinks about it, because the Cable synergy and the Kang synergy are just like, and this one's like, it's there. You definitely notice it, but like, there's a difference. Especially if you don't have that Havoc synergy and you're only getting degen from Special 1. I think this one needs to be buffed a bit, and I'll talk to him about that tomorrow. I'll bring it up and we'll send him this video and we'll talk about it. But anyway, my dudes, that's gonna be it for this one. I do hope you enjoyed it. I feel like this was more of a Mister Sinister video as opposed to a Apocalypse synergy video, because that degen, you know, the Biohazard and the Caltrops stuff was fun, but there are better options for that, and you're not gonna find that everywhere, you know. But I did want to take the time to show you Mister Sinister. He can do that, what he just did on that last path, as a horseman or not. So that was all Sinister, man. But Apocalypse does make him better. Of course, just being a horseman, being resistant to bleed and healing and all that. But anyway, my dudes, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, do your boy a favor, drop a like. If you didn't enjoy this video, do me a favor and drop a like anyway. Comment what you think about Mister Sinister in the comment section below, and subscribe if you want to see some more Apocalypse videos coming to you very, very soon. I just brought Big Paco into AQ Map 7 on day 1, Apocalypse, and Weapon X as a horseman, so make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you want to see that one. It's a good one. It's definitely a good one. I'll be seeing you around.